A few weeks ago, I posted a video about the status of global evangelization in 2020. And in there, I talked about a stat where 81% of all Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists do not know one Christian personally. Now, the truth is that statistic is debated by many people. Some say 81, some say 83, and now some people say 87%. But regardless, it's a lot of people. So as you can probably guess, I've got a few opinions on this, so let's get started. Hey, my name is Steve and welcome to my channel. And as I share, don't forget to share your thoughts and any content suggestions you have for the future. Like I said, that figure, 81%, 86%, 85, 87, whatever. It's in the 80s. And regardless of what figure you stand at, it's a lot of Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists who do not know one Christian personally. And in my opinion, that's a problem. Now, I don't mean to be rude, but it's 2020. So why in the world do so many of them not know one Christian personally? Why is it that we haven't taken the gospel message, the one message we deem most valuable, most critical for every human being, past, present, and future? Why is it we haven't ensured that all of them have gospel access? I mean, you and me, I am responsible for this as well, and I am just as complicit as anyone else. We are the bride of Christ, the body of Christ, the messengers of Christ. We are called to live out the two greatest commandments, and in doing so, fulfill the Great Commission. Like I said, I'm not trying to be rude. I am just passionate about this. So if you know me, you know that's true. So let's look at something real quick, and then I'm going to give a few thoughts before I close this out. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony, and then the end will come. This verse is part of a longer passage about the end times, about Jesus returning. And it talks about earthquakes and rumors of wars and famines and all these things. And sometimes I think as believers, we're so fixated on those aspects of Matthew 24 that we forget verse 14. That before Jesus comes back, the gospel will go throughout the whole world, not part of it, not 91%, not 99.9% of it, but 100% throughout the whole world. And until that happens, as Jesus said, the end will not come yet. So for simplicity's sake, let's just say 86%. 86% of all Muslims, Hindus, and Buddhists do not know one Christian, which means 86% of them have never heard the gospel one time. So if 86% of them don't know us, how are they going to hear the gospel? How are they going to respond to the gospel? Well, the answer is simple. They're not. They're never going to have the opportunity unless we go to them. And that requires that we relate with them, get to know them, go to their territory, understand them, love them, fulfill those two greatest commandments so that as we do that, we can fulfill the Great Commission among them. Now, the good news is one day, every nation, tribe, or language will have gospel access. I mean, this verse in Matthew 24:14 says the gospel will go throughout the whole world and then the end will come. We all know Jesus is returning. So for Jesus to return, this is going to happen. But the question that remains is, will you and I be involved? Will you and I be obedient or disobedient to the Great Commission? Oh, and by the way, there are many Christians already engaged, but the sad part is there are many more Christians who are not engaged at all. Now, let's say we band together perfectly and we get the gospel to everyone tomorrow. Now, that doesn't mean Jesus is going to return immediately, because the decision of when Jesus returns is in the hand of the Father. But that does not negate our calling, our responsibility to ensure that the gospel gets into the hands of every man, woman, and child globally, whether they like us, hate us, or whether we find them tolerable, whether we consider them a friend or, let's say, a foe or enemy, whether they welcome us or want to kick us out of their village, whether they live in a safe place or a dangerous place. See you next time.